After more than 100 chapters, he's finally back. Evil Cycle Iruma has returned, and this time, he's going all out. Bro is completely locked in, and I'm not gonna lie, I kinda see where Amory is coming from now. I mean, look at my guy.
Oh no, he's hot!
He has so much aura, it's crazy. The bow, the confidence, the sheer bloodlust, which we've never seen before, leads to the coldest panel in Iruma-kun history. And if you thought the Phantom Thief Malius was untouchable, think again, because Iruma himself just declared that the legend of Malius ends today. This isn't just a comeback, it's a shift in the entire story. Evil Cycle Iruma has only appeared twice before, and both times it shook the series to its core. The first time it was by complete accident, the second it was to help his friends, but this time it's personal. And when Iruma finally snaps like this, it's got to mean that something enormous is coming, which leads this chapter to prove that Iruma is about to reveal his true power. So let's break this chapter down step by step. How we got here, why Evil Cycle Iruma's return is so terrifying, and what this means for Iruma's growth moving forward. The chapter begins where we left off, with Rock singing to Shaki after being annihilated by her bloodline magic. And can we stop and talk about how broken this ability actually is? It literally robs you of all of your senses. We already knew it was powerful, but the series has been hammering down on just how horrifying it really is. Even Amory, whose willpower I'd say is one of the strongest in the entire story, was knocked to the floor in fear from it, and she wasn't even hit by the full brunt of the attack. Henry flat out said that this is an ability that you'd never want to face. Even Lee mentions how his parents had always warned him about the family's bloodline magic, but Shaki is on a whole other level. She's what's known as near origin, a classification for demons whose bloodline runs closer to their ancestral source. And what that means in practice is terrifying. Her most horrific ability is ultimate hell. Imagine for a moment what it means to lose every single one of them. Pure darkness, pure silence, no feeling, no balance, no smell. It's basically sensory death. And that's what makes it even scarier, because remember when Iruma and Lead went on that triple date type situation? Shaki used this ability on her brother for fun. Yep, probably the most horrific ability we've ever seen in the series was used to just torment her little brother. That's next level hating on your sibling, and I'm all here for it. But this has to mean that the top echelon of demons possess broken bloodline magic 100% of the time. And I kind of have my own thoughts about this, because do you remember when the Misfits were called the 13 Crowns of Babylos? Well, their bloodline definitely proves that they do, or at least the ones that have been revealed in their entirety. I don't know why I'm holding this. Why am I holding a lint roller, bro? You've got Clara with her toy box, literally broken, as I've already went into before, since she can literally conjure anything into existence and drain all of your magic. Sabro's evil cycle revealed his true nature, conjuring weapons so powerful they drive enemies insane with pain, which gets transferred back to him into pleasure. It's actually outrageous. And then obviously Jazz, as Malius's brother, possessing the same bloodline magic, has the potential to replicate the stunts that his older brother does. And Lead, I mean, if his sister's anything to go by, his potential is terrifying. And finally, Asmodeus is so broken that he tricked all of us into believing that his bloodline magic was fire, even though it's just not. He's the same rank as Iruma without ever using his bloodline magic. So yeah, that was kind of a tangent, but I kind of did want to talk about it because it is important. And it proves that these guys can definitely become the next 13 Crowns if they get their bloodline magic dead on, and I guarantee the rest of the Misfits also have broken bloodline magic. And this goes especially if they're in their evil cycles, because remember that Iruma himself said that they're all prime candidates for demons returning to Origins, which will play a crucial part later in this video. This also ties into the deeper lore of the Iruma-kun world. Near Origin isn't just some throwaway title. Remember, returning to Origins in this series means embracing your most primal desires, letting go of your conscious control, and by doing this you get a massive power boost. Iruma cycles themselves are essentially a temporary return to Origin. Iruma embracing his cycle isn't just him being edgy, it's literally him dipping into the primal blood of probably Delkira, because Ali-san processes his mana. So when Iruma goes into his evil cycle, he's actually just becoming more like Delkira, and obviously allowing him to be himself and not be as much of a wimp, to put it to put it simply. Meaning that, yeah, Evil Cycle Iruma is directly tied to this concept. And if Shaki's level of near origin is this broken, then Iruma's potential when his blood thickens in this way is absolutely monstrous. But you're probably wondering if hair power is so insane that I'm glazing hair like this? How does Malius escape? By pulling the dirtiest on-brand move possible. He starts singing a love song, and it's the song that Shaki sang to him back when they were dating, I think. At least that's how it seemed to me. Of course, this throws her completely off guard. She blushes intensely, loses focus, and collapses, which breaks her ability's concentration. And in that opening, Malius slips away using a technique where he literally transforms into bats. Even Amory has no idea what just happened. It's important to note here that Shaki's absolute concentration is needed for when she's pulling off this bloodline magic. The slightest interruption can undo her entire technique, and Malius knew exactly how to do this. But even as he escapes, Rock does admit that this was the closest call of his entire career, and rather than showing fear, he doubles down and being the absolute that he is. He mocks Shaki for climbing so high in rank just to catch him, only to fall short. But he does say it wasn't bad luck and that it was destiny that they ran into each other again. Malius reveals his entire worldview here. All he wants in life is for people to keep chasing him. That's his ambition. That's what makes him feel alive, escaping by a hair in a never-ending cat and mouse game. He'd rather die than ever be caught. It's this mentality that drives him to the Demon King's door, the Great Beyond Gate. Even he doesn't know what's inside, but it's the ultimate destination for his grand escape. This is definitely where the next arc is going to be taking place, by the way. No matter where it is, and whatever I've been saying about my theory, wherever it does lead, it's going to be a turning point for the entire story of Iruma-kun, and all of us can agree on that. But there was one thing that Malius never accounted for. He angered someone who should never have been angered. An arrow suddenly flies past him, sniping the key directly out of his hand, and then we see the silhouette, someone who we all know and love. But this time, his presence is different, more serious, more dangerous. Iruma steps forward. He admits he admired Malius, the confidence, the coolness of being a phantom thief. For once in his life, Iruma had someone he could truly look up to, but Malius lied to him, lied about his own brother, and that lie, that betrayal, it was unforgivable. For the first time, all Iruma feels building up isn't kindness, or fear, or confusion, it's pure bloodlust. He wants to throw these feelings directly into Malius's face to embody the same confidence that he used to trick him, that same dangerous aura, and in that moment, Evil Cycle Iruma is back. This panel is insane. The bow in his hands, the shadow in his eyes, the smirk, the confidence, the aura of someone who is terrifyingly locked in. This isn't the timid Iruma we know. This is a monster of focus and intent, with only one goal: to take down Malius Phantom. And with absolute certainty, he declares, the legend of the great Malius Phantom ends today. This is insane, because the first time he had an evil cycle, it was just induced by Ali-san. The second time he had to ask for Ali-san's help. But based on the previous chapter, Iruma just got so insanely pissed that he caused the transformation himself, proving that he's becoming more and more like a demon, and that Ali-san's mana is becoming his own, leading again into my theory about Delkira about 2 weeks ago. This whole look of Iruma is completely new, and honestly, it's completely valid that he's feeling this way. I mean, who wouldn't? Malius not only lied about his own brother, but one of Iruma's close friends. And not only that, he pitted Iruma against everyone he cared about, pretty much. This is by far the most serious we've ever seen Iruma, and the fact that he caught Malius off guard, a demon who just slipped away from a rank 6 and rank 8 opponent, is insane. His accuracy was flawless. He sniped that key clean out Malius's hands. Evil Cycle Iruma isn't just back for shock value, it's a turning point. He's finally learning how to say no, to stop letting his gullible nature and kindness get the better of him, because this will matter later on. Remember that he was literally told this by Shida, that he's too kind, and people will use this against him. And now Malius has just caused this to happen. He's caused a Iruma that can never be tricked. And let's be honest, that was kind of his only weakness. This isn't just the return of a fan favourite Evil Cycle Iruma, it's the evolution of Iruma's character as a whole. But I know you're just like me thinking, why is Nishi still teasing the door? Just show us where it is, I beg of you. Just show us, why is she doing this?
He's been saying this for 4 years. Show us. us. Just show us. Stop playing around.
But the fact it's being built up so much definitely means that this is going to be perfect timing for Iruma to end up there. Because now he's officially grown into a proper demon and is even close to the so-called origins that we talked about earlier. What better of a time for him to confront his human past and potentially learn more about Delkira? But honestly, will Iruma catch Malius? I'm gonna get hate for this, and you guys are gonna hate me. Kind of killing the vibe, but I don't think he will. At least not alone. But who could help him? I mean, he's so broken. Who could keep up with him? Now, this may just be my own headcanon, and I just kind of want it to happen, but imagine we see a Iruma x Amory team up. She's perfectly fine now, and we've not seen her fully get revenge on Malius for losing earlier, and she never got the chance to go all out and use Romanticist either. And I've always been on the boat that she has to be a higher rank than Iruma, otherwise it kind of defeats the point of the series in a lot of ways, because she is his goal. So what if Iruma helps her catch Malius? That means that she'll rank up, and it might even be the beginning of Iruma fully starting to realise his feelings for her. I mean, we got a huge hint earlier in this arc, but honestly, with his natural danger sensing ability, the chances are that Malius's worst nightmare is Iruma, since his words will no longer trick him, and it seems like no illusion would actually work on him, since he'd just see through it all with his danger sensing ability, especially after it evolved in the Heartbreaker arc. It wasn't the Heartbreaker arc, it was the Naviculum. You know what, I'm just gonna leave that in. I am human. Anyway, I've got a lot more thoughts about Iruma-kun, but I'm gonna have to wait until next week to talk about that because the next week's chapter will be just as insane. So yeah, please subscribe and comment down below what you expect to happen because I'm definitely covering that. I know I don't cover every Iruma chapter, but when there's a banger, you know this guy's on it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed.